Yes, people, Boy, and welcome back to Arsenal Previews, the show where we preview every single Arsenal game. This week we're previewing another Premier League game, Arsenal's 11th of the season at home against Watford. If you're new to this show, this is where we preview every single Arsenal game, going through the team, predicted lineups, the background info of the game, the implication on the table, a bit on the opponent, and finally my predicted score. As always, leave in the comment section down below your thoughts of the game, and whoever gets the exact score correct, predicting, and then I'll give them a shout out when I review the game after in Arsenal Reviews. And while you're down there, please consider subscribing on my road to 700. So yeah, Arsenal's 11th game of the season, and it's a game against Watford, and let's be honest, we're expected to win this game. Starting with the TV channel, of course, Arsenal being shown live on Sky Sports. It's on this Sunday, the 7th of November, 2 PM kickoff at the Emirates Stadium, a home game for Arsenal, so you're able to get tickets to watch at home. There's going to be plenty available, I hope, because it's not like we're playing a main rival. But the game has been shown live on Sky Sports, an alternative at 2 PM, which was a bit bizarre to me because Tottenham versus Everton has been played at the same time, and that is not being shown. So Sky clearly gave Arsenal the luck of the draw here, so that's fortunate that's being shown. And in terms of the opponents, Watford, looking at the Premier League table here, Arsenal, let's be honest, we're the most informed side in the Premier League right now. Alongside Wolves, we're yet to lose in our previous 5 games. Watford, however, they've been a bit hit and miss. They've lost 3, won 1, and drawn 1. They sit on 10 points, sitting 16th in the table. And so looking at that, you're thinking this is a chance for us to pick up some more points to make a top 4 push, being 3 points off the top 4 where West Ham and Man City lie. So yeah, in terms of the Arsenal team who's had the game, we've got some good news. Kieran Tierney has been assessed. He sustained ankle bruising against Crystal Palace on October the 18th. He's been assessed ahead of Sunday's match, which means he could potentially make it. Of course, I don't know about this because Tavares has been really good. And for me, no matter if Tierney's fit or not, I'd still keep Tavares in. Just give Tierney an extra game to recover, to rest, and we don't really need to drop him for this game. It's a home game. Tavares, I think, he's got more legs in him than Tierney. Tierney's got legs, doing wrong, but in terms of explosiveness, Tavares is one of the most explosive players in the world, and the fact that he can run so fast and chase balls down the hound and literally get the ball up the pitch quickly, I think that'll be really important against Watford. Of course, the fortnight after against Liverpool, I'd rather have Tierney in the team just for his defensive ability. But yeah, for this game, why not keep Tavares in? And then the other player, of course, Granit Xhaka, he's making good progress. Of course, he got injured against Tottenham Hotspur, and he's aiming to be back in full training early in the new year, which means Lokonga will continue to get game time. But other than that, all players are first and sort of currently fit and available for selection. In terms of Watford now, the main player I'm going to talk about is Moussa Sissoko, ex-Tottenham player. He's been playing under Watford now under the new boss, Claudio Ranieri. And let's see if he can haunt us. The ex-Tottenham man, of course, probably going to boom when he gets to the Emirates. And of course, Ismaili Sarr as well. Their winger, great player on the wing. He can literally take a game by a scruff of the neck and win it by himself. And Josh King as well. They've got a few players, a few of these Premier League outcast players. Watford, they've assembled a team of Premier League outcasts. Josh King, of course, was at Bournemouth. I think it was also at Everton a bit, but didn't really shine there. He's got a hat-trick against them for Watford. And he's hoping he can bag some more Premier League goals today. So let's get into predict lineup now for Arsenal. In goal, Aaron Ramsdale. It's got to be Scott. Had an absolute man of the match performance against Leicester last Saturday. Absolutely stunning save from Madison's free kick. I won't butcher his name. Also a few other good saves in there from Iheanacho, for example. He deserves to start 100%. His distribution as well is absolutely unbelievable. Right back, Tomiyasu, it's got to be. Just came out in an interview the other day saying that he thought he was going to Tottenham until deadline day. Arsenal called and he could not decline Arsenal. Already loved the guy. Performances aside, what a response. Saying he was almost so close going to Tottenham, but as soon as Arsenal called, he had to change his mind. And that's what we'd love to see. He's going to be starting right back for me. The centre-backs, of course, the partnership that's served us so well since the first international break. Ben White at right centre-back. Benjamin White didn't get called up for England, which is very unfortunate, but it's only a matter of time the way he's playing, the way he can progress the ball up the pitch from defence. He's that transition player, and there's a reason we signed him and there's a reason we paid big money for him, and it's that because it's very limited centre-backs have that quality. The quality to defend but also to progress the ball. His on-the-ball ability, we know we were preaching about on this ball ability, why we signed it, but I didn't realise it was this good. I thought it just on-the-ball ability meant you could pass it. I didn't realise it meant you could actually dribble out from the back. But yeah, great player. And next to him, of course, Gabriel. He's taken a new role this season. He's taken more of a commanding leadership role. I think next to David Luiz the season before, he was learning under David Luiz. So he wasn't really the main centre-back in terms of speaking and commanding-wise. Now, though, I think he's the main centre-back. He's the commanding one. He's taken that. Now I kind of see the plan Arteta has in place. The reason he had David Luiz as a mentor to those young centre-backs. And now Gabriel's taken over. They were both from Brazil. He probably learned a lot from David Luiz. and now he can utilise that. Let's hope he cuts out David Luiz's mistakes. But other than that, Gabriel, he can use that leadership now. I think his English got a bit better. Now it's his second season as well. Left back, of course, I'm going to go Tavares. Like I said earlier, Tierney, he's been assessed of it. For me, you just leave him out for this game. Maybe give him a 10-minute, 20-minute run off the bench to try and regain his fitness. But there's no need for him to start. No need to rush him back whatsoever, especially when Tavares is having a blinder. Centre-mids wise, of course, right centre-mid, Thomas Partey. Who else? He controls the midfield. He's an anchor of midfield. He's the one that progresses the ball in terms. He's that transition player that gets. He put us on the attack for our second goal against Leicester, pinging it forwards. He defends. He passes the ball. He just needs to pattern his long shots, and he'd be a hell of a footballer. The centre-mid next to him, of course, Lokonga. In terms of players, he's one of the weak ones in our squad, but he's just such a good foil to Thomas Partey in terms of he brings the best out of Thomas Partey, and Thomas Partey brings the best out of him. That I think them two doing really well together. They're forming a bit of a partnership. Granit Xhaka's going to struggle to get back in this team at this rate. I still think we need to sign another centre mid, but for now, Lokonga's doing decent. He's playing really well. I can't ask much more of him, to be fair. Cam wise, I'm going to put Emile Smith-Rowe there. Yeah, Emile Smith-Rowe needs to start cam for me. I know the left wing thing is good, but the way I'm going to do the formation for this system, Emile Smith-Rowe needs to be that cam, just for the fact that he can make that killer pass, he can dribble with the ball, he can turn, he can make something happen just from out of nowhere. He's that kind of player, and he's literally scoring goals as well now, which is important. For me, he wasn't scoring enough goals. He's in the goals now. He's already scored a couple this season. He's been really, really good at Emile Smith-Rowe. Breakout season from him, and not long till he reaches the England squad. Hopefully, right mid, Bukayo Saka, no more needs to be said. He's our player, he's our star boy, and he was unlucky. This season he hasn't been at his best, don't get me wrong, but I think that's because other players have got better. I think last season Saka was so good because everyone else was so bad. He relatively looked amazing. We shouldn't rely on a 19, 20-year-old to carry our season. That's what we did last season. This year, other players are stepping up to the plate, the Emile Smith-Rowes, etc. And I think we're seeing Saka. He's still good, but he's not showing that he's as good because everyone else is good as well. He's relatively just as good. So yeah, but he's still that player. He still makes something out of nothing, and I'm confident that Saka can still reach the heights that we all can see him make, because players are starting to put Emile Smith-Rowe ahead of him for me, which is a bit sticky one. Like, Saka's produced it over a longer period, longer sample size than Emile Smith-Rowe, but I'm not complaining. They're both our players, and I hope they both reach the top pinnacle of football. Left wing wise, it's got to be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. On the left, is he as good at striker? He doesn't score as many goals, but for me, his work rate is decent now, and I think the way he can cut in from that left is just another threat. And having Nuno Tavares that can bomb up the left wing, bomb up the left back and form a left wing, it means Aubameyang can kind of shift and become a striker. With Lacazette, we produce almost like a 4-4-2, but in defence it becomes a 4-2-3-1 with Aubameyang playing like a left cover. And then striker, of course, Alex Lacazette, talking about he's not going to renew his contract at the end of the season, but he's still bringing so much to the football team. Just the ball sticks with him. He lays it off to one person, lays it off to another, brings a team into the game. He's that kind of striker that we need right now, and it's going to be hard replacing him because there's not a lot of strikers that could do that. And to be fair, Lacazette, like, in front of goal, he does score. He's a clinical striker, I do think. It's just his pace lets him down. He's not the fastest guy in the world. If he was pacey and if he was younger, he'd be a hell of a footballer. His hold-up play is good. His finishing is good. He just doesn't have the pace in this modern game. But he relies on his other attributes, and that's what he does. He doubles down. He doesn't worry about what he doesn't have. He doubles down on what he does have. And he has that hold-up play. He has that strength. He has that ability to roll a defender, and he uses it really, really well. And I think he'll use it again against Watford today in a game where we have to really break down the opponent. But that's my starting 11, predicted starting 11 ahead of this game against Watford. In terms of the tactics now, I think it's going to be a defensive job by Watford. I think they're going to play counter-attacking football, and I think that means that we need to be very, very smart the way we approach this game at Arsenal. We shouldn't panic. We should start the game on the front foot, but if it gets to about 40 minutes and we still haven't scored, there's no need to panic. Keep knocking at the door, and start from minute 1 with urgency. There were so many times last season when we would only get going from the 60th, 70th minute. This season, I can't make that complaint. We start fast. We started fast against Leicester. We started fast against Spurs. We're doing it so often, we need to start fast here. Because if we have a slow start and Watford go ahead, there's every opportunity they have to win this game. They're going to be up for it, Watford. They're not going to come here thinking it's 3 points for Arsenal. They're going to come here wanting a result. So we have to be at it. But I have full confidence in the boys that we can win this game. And with that being said, I'm going on to my score prediction. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Arsenal win. Confident that we can pull away with the 3 points here and start to make a push up this Premier League table. We're in 6th right now. If we can win this game, can really make us knock on that top 4 door. We're still negative goal difference as well, so hopefully we can get a few goals to bump that up. But yeah, I've been MyFootball. As always, leave in the comment section down below your score prediction for this game. The winner gets it right after when I review it in Arsenal reviews. And if you're new around here, if you enjoy Arsenal and football related content, please consider subscribing on my road to the 700. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.